Back with another edition of Pack Profiles presented by the Dolan Automotive Group. Chance to sit down with Braden Shipley today. He's the Wolfpack's Friday night starter on the mound, and he's going to be a high draft pick when June rolls around. And Brady, I was talking to your coach, Coach Powers, the other day about all the attention that's on you right now. How do you try to block that out when you're out there on the mound trying to win a game?
Well, it's a little easier now, and going through the whole fall, and you get all those guys coming, and it makes it a little easier to pitch in front of them now. But it's all about the team, and I'm out there pitching for my teammates and trying to get a conference title, and so you got to block out the outside stuff and take care of that in your free time. So it's been pretty easy process.
We were joking about it the other day that people are amazed all these radar guns are up behind home plate. Do you see that stuff when you're out there on the mound and see all those scouts back there?
No. When I'm pitching, I'm in the zone. It's my catcher and I, and I'm just focused on the game. What pitch do I got to throw in this count? And if I focus on how many radars are popping up, when I'm out there throwing, then control goes out the window, and so it's all about focusing on the game and the task at hand.
People that maybe don't know a lot about your background might not realize that your first year here, you didn't even really pitch. I mean, you were basically playing shortstop. They needed a shortstop, and you were that guy. What were your expectations coming in?
Well, I knew that we were losing a shortstop when I came in. He was the senior, and Joe, he wanted to try and fill that spot. But talking with coach, and I kind of just told him, I was like, I'll do whatever you need me to do. And so I pitched during the fall, and I did all right. Nothing like where I'm at now, but. I played shortstop every scrimmage we had in the fall, and it was, I just continued to get better and better. And Coach talked to Joe and I and said, listen, it's our best defense is when you two are up the middle. So, I filled that role, and I did the best I could, and it was all about, what the team needed at the time. I knew eventually I was going to get my opportunity to throw on the mound, so I wasn't too, concerned with it. And I loved playing short and hitting at the time too. Yeah. So, I was a young guy and wasn't, now I would probably say, I probably should have pitched. Yeah. But, I have a lot less mileage on my arm than, other guys do. So, and that's a big thing when you talk about the draft and stuff. Guys look at that. He doesn't have a lot of mileage, so, that's a good thing. But, no, it was a good experience for me. Do
you feel like you're at home out there on the mound? Is that where you feel like you belong on a baseball field?
Oh yeah, I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. I love pitching. I look at scouting reports. Baseball is my life. I'm not a normal guy who goes home and messes around, and I'm all baseball all the time. So yeah, the mound is where I'm at, and that's what I'm meant to do.
Who did you idolize growing up? Who were some of the guys that you watched or teams that you followed as a kid?
Well, I'm a big Cubs fan.
I can't hear that.
Yeah, it's been tough, but I didn't really try to idolize somebody when I was growing up, because as a kid you're just out there kind of having fun and doing your thing. But now you look at some of the guys that throw, and I look up to Justin Verlander. That's kind of my, if I had to say a favorite guy, that's the guy that I try to resemble. Just his attitude and his approach to the game, and everything about him is just what I want to be. So that's who I try to go for.
You knew coming into this year there was going to be a lot of attention on you. What did you work on in the offseason to try to get better for this year?
Well, I went up to Alaska this past summer, and it was kind of a late decision for me. Coach didn't know if he wanted me to go up there and log a bunch of innings, so I told him, I was like, hey, I'll just go up there and close, and get 20 innings, 25 innings or so, and work on my breaking stuff. And that was the big thing, is working on the breaking ball, making sure that I can throw it in the strike zone consistently. And I feel like I definitely accomplished that goal. I came back into the fall, and it was just there for me. I could throw it whenever I wanted, and so that was the main focus, was working on that.
It's funny, we were talking about radar guns, and everybody, they love the velocity, they love to see 95, but as you get to higher levels, the braking stuff becomes big, the changeup becomes big. So, I guess, is that what you're trying to show some of these guys with the radar guns, is I'm more than just a 95-mile-an-hour fastball, I have other stuff?
Yeah, definitely. If they wanted to see velocity all the time, then, Coach Powers would have me in the closer role. I'd throw 100% fastballs. But no, the good thing that I think some of the things that I've showed scouts and teams is that, you know, I am a 3-pitch guy. You know, I have a good changeup and a great breaking ball, and can throw it for strikes. You know, my changeup's not something that, you know, just kind of happened for me either. Like, I worked on that, you know, almost every day, and it was just, you know, it was just a pitch that, you know, I knew I needed to have, and so I worked on it all the time, and now it's there for me, and it's probably one of my best as far as, you know, striking guys out with. So.
Talking with Coach Powers about you, he said you're such a competitive guy. He said it's great at times, maybe it works against you a little bit. How do you see your competitiveness? Is it more of a strength or a weakness for you on the mound?
It's a strength, definitely. You know, even, for example, this past weekend we were playing Utah Valley, and they scored 3 runs in the first 3 innings, and I could have folded easily, but, you know, I am such a competitor that I went back out there and said no more, and, you know, and they didn't. So, you know, I think it works, you know, well for me. You know, I know at times I can get a little over the top maybe and kind of maybe get in my head a little bit about it, but mentally I'm pretty strong and can keep myself focused on the task at hand and what needs to be done.
All right, we said it in the beginning that there's a lot of talk about where you're going to end up in the draft in June and everything. If you could kind of have your dream year play out this year, what would happen for Brady Shipley?
Well, you know, I as much as I try not to focus on it, if I could see myself anywhere, you know, obviously I'd like to be a first rounder, and you know, I can't really say a team because, you know, any team would be a dream come true. You know, that's every baseball player's dream, is to play big league baseball. So, but yeah, I'm just gonna keep working hard, and hopefully, you know, then in June, when that first round comes up, my name gets called.
As a team, you guys had such a good year last year with such a young group, but not finishing the job, I guess, and winning the conference tournament. Is there unfinished business with this team?
Yeah, we're not done. This is, you know, from my 3 years being here, I think this team probably has the makings of a college World Series team. Just our demeanor and our work ethic, everybody in our team chemistry, it's all there. And I just, you know, a few things go right, you know, we could be, you know, top 25 team in the nation, and I truly believe that. As far as conference goes, you know, there's a lot of talk about UNLV and how good they're doing right now, but we're just going to take it one game at a time, and we believe that we can beat any team in the country, and that's how baseball works too. Any team can beat any team any day, so we'll see how it goes.
Big things ahead for Nevada baseball. Big things ahead for Brady Shipley as well. He's our guest today on Pack Profiles, presented by the Dolan Automotive Group.